Okay, lots of folks here. Thanks everyone again for joining. Farsha, thanks for joining. Simon, thank you. Ronit, thank you. Thanks everyone. I know this is, like I said, this is the sixth, I think, in a series of virtual town halls that we've been having. Very engaging, very interesting. A couple of nights ago we had a live stream of the mayor and Dr. Afshin Imrani, who let the congregation, or the community rather, know about the various aspects. Before and after the meeting, we had our own Kurash Namdar and Farzad Zar tell us about their experiences and having gone through hospitalization and also being bedridden. So it's been extremely engaging. We'll just give the rabbi 3 more minutes. We're approaching 15-minute mark here. And if not, we may have to call it a night. Again, my sincere apologies for the delays here. This was scheduled earlier in the evening, rather in the day, and there was some hints of perhaps this being opposed, and we'll talk about that if that's indeed the case. Kobe, I did not use the rabbi's propaganda, and like I explained already, he actually agreed to do this jointly with Virtual Town Hall. He agreed to do so personally with me on a phone call with him, and it was coordinated and promoted after his agreement, with my discussion with him directly, and also with confirmation with Avraham and Betzalel, his sons. But thanks for your persistence. I appreciate it, Kobe. Any other questions to me while we wait? I'll try to field those questions, and we'll give the rabbi a couple more minutes, hopefully, to join us. Again, my apologies to everyone that's here and everyone that's waiting needlessly. Like I said, there was some back and forth and some hints of individuals that were not so happy that this is happening, and we'll talk about that if that ends up being the case, where the rabbi is not here and not present. What is my favorite dish is chosen? It's got to be the spicy, crunchy chicken, shredded chicken thingy. That I think most people would agree with that assessment, no? What is your favorite, Simon? Yeah, I've actually been trying to contact his sons and the rabbi himself, and unfortunately I'm not able to get through. But I'm trying and I'm messaging them, and again, my sincere apologies to everyone that's here. I was actually looking forward to a very engaging session with the rabbi, interactively answering our questions together. And hopefully that will still happen, although it seems progressively unlikely here. So again, my apologies. And we'll give it, I think, another 60 seconds. Ping pong. Michael, how are you? You guys are the masters of ping pong, teaching everyone lessons. Yeah, old-fashioned phone calls haven't been going through. That's a great idea, though. Actually, old-fashioned phone calls to various individuals on both ends haven't been successful, unfortunately. So, again, my sincere apologies. And I think we're going to call it. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? All right. I think at this point, it's becoming evident and clear to me, at least, that Rabbi BenHaim will not be here, most likely. Okay. Wait, definitely it's worth it. You're right. Daryl Shalms, you're right. It is definitely worth it, but I suspect, Mike, I suspect this is not going to happen, and I'll explain to everyone here why it is not happening. And I think what we will do is we'll have a discussion about that. Because after all, the virtual town hall, the intent of it is to give us all a voice, right? And so I think I would appreciate hearing back from you guys. 5 more minutes? Okay, we'll wait 5 more minutes. If anyone wants to reach out to Betzal BenHaim, Avram BenHaim, or Rabbi BenHaim, or actually, you could also reach out to Morris Aziz. He may be instrumental in making this happen. So we'll wait 5 more minutes, and welcome the additional individuals that have been joining. Jay Carmeli, Ron Cordvani. Great to see everyone. We'll give it 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes. All right. All right. All right. I think we will stop waiting. Avram BenHaim, if you're here, ping me. Or Betzal BenHaim, if you're here, ping me so that we can get this going. Otherwise, we're going to shift our attention to an alternative discussion, I think. Analyzing what happened tonight. And discussing and making maybe perhaps some suggestions on how to best proceed. All right, Mike, it's a good question. We'll shift the camera and let's have a discussion. I don't think Rabbi BenHaim is going to be here. And ping. Ilan Delmanian. It's a nice ping. All right. Everyone, good evening. Thanks again for joining. And again, my sincere apologies for how this played out tonight. Give me a second just to mount this right. Just like that. All right. I welcome anyone that wants to join me on camera on this town hall, virtual town hall. And I'd like to explain, first of all, I'd like to apologize sincerely once again to everyone. I really appreciate that everyone's here. I appreciate everyone's support. I've gotten a tremendous amount of support and positive feedback on this initiative, the Virtual Town Hall initiative, bringing together the community and bringing together our voices so that we could speak loudly and be heard loudly to those who need to hear our message, whether it's messages to our own communal leaders, whether it's messages to our governmental leaders, doctors that will interact with us and give us feedback and hear our voices, hear our questions, hear our concerns. This morning, I reached out to Rabbi BenHaim, he's my Rav. He's been my Rav obviously since age 10. I actually sent him a picture of a book that he autographed or signed for me. I found it cleaning up for Pesach. He had signed this 30 some odd years ago. And this is back in Sharatova, the old Sharatova, the little shack in the parking lot that's now currently the Sharatova of Queens, signing off his pride in my first Torah reading. So he's been my Rav and my mentor for many, many years. I looked forward to doing this event tonight. I reached out to him this morning, set it up. He agreed at doing it, and he was excited to do it and interact with every single one of you, to hear your questions interactively, see you on camera, hear you, and to answer your questions personally, all the pressing concerns and questions, especially in regards to the coronavirus and Pesach coming. So that happened, and that was confirmed both with Rabbi BenHaim Shalita himself and through his sons, Avram BenHaim and my dear friend Betzalel BenHaim. And the notices went out. If you look, you'll see the notices went out. I think a little bit after 4 o'clock. I could try to look it up. I think the notices went up around 4 o'clock or so. And I'm just looking it up. I'm sorry, no. The notices went out earlier in the day, I think around 1 or 2 o'clock. And at around 4 o'clock, I was notified that Morris Aziz reached out to Rabbi BenHaim and asked him not to do this event. Morris Aziz is also a dear friend. He's a neighbor, lives right down the block from me, and very well-respected individual in the community. I have a great deal of respect for him and for his family. I just don't understand what transpired, and this is along the same lines as what transpired back last week. On Thursday, I had set up under the same guise and the same platform, Virtual Townhall, an engaging session with Mayor Brawl and Afshin Emrani. The individuals on the Central Board chose, for whatever reason, they chose to undermine that initiative as well. Unfortunately, Oliver Tassami, the Vice President of the Central Board of the UMJCA, did inform me personally on a conference call with several other members that it's important for him to undermine my initiatives. It's important for him to undermine my initiatives. And you're right, no filter, this is very embarrassing. I think it's embarrassing for me personally. I think it's embarrassing for us as a community. I think it's embarrassing for us as the elected leaders of this community that have found it very, very important to, although they're extremely busy, and we have to tip our hats and thank them immensely for their selfless and tireless pursuit of doing what's right for the community, doing what's very difficult during this time. Each and every one of them has done an immense job, and I don't wish it upon anyone. I think they have an extremely difficult task ahead of them as well. But despite that, they've found the time to spend literally dozens of man hours conceiving how they can undermine my initiatives. And that's very telling for me, and it's very shocking for me, and it's very confusing. I'm not really sure what justified them, or Morris Aziz specifically, on behalf of the Central Board, reaching out and compelling and convincing Rabbi BenHaim, our dear rabbi, not to do this event tonight. So maybe someone here has some insights that can share with the crowd that's here, that's gathered. Maybe someone can share with us, what is the reason, what is the perceived reason for you that the Central Board, or Morris Aziz representing the Central Board, would do such a thing? And what are your suggestions on how this should be intervened? What are your suggestions for me? What are your suggestions for everyone here listening and watching as a crowd, right? Because we're all here on the virtual town hall to have a voice and to be empowered, to feel empowered. And we do have a voice. I think long gone are the days where the kings of the world wield their holy thrones and regal thrones and wave it about and can decree and decide for the community. Today, any schmo, and I'm just a schmo, right? Any schmo with a smartphone can change the world, can move mountains. And that's what I think we can do, and that's what we intend to do. And Albert Basal is here. I see Albert Basal is the only one that has sent a request to go live with me, and I'll honor that request. I wish someone else would step up and give their opinion, but I would like to hear of Albert Basal's opinion as well. Welcome as soon as you join. Mr. Basal, thank you for your courage to take the camera and the mic and speak your mind.
Yes, I have a question. I listened to your argument. I want to ask you, you know Rabbi BenHaim is an employee of our community, he's a rabbi of our community, and why you went directly to him? Why you didn't go to our board members and tell them that you want to do that and do it through them? Because you know he's an employee at any time. If any other community, they wanted to interview him, easily Maurice Aziz can tell him not to do it. So you are the same thing. Why you didn't join the board members?
It's a great question, Albert, and thank you for asking it. And I promised everyone here I didn't set up that difficult question with Albert because it is a difficult question. But I have a very simple answer. And we can ask this question of Rabbi BenHaim. I don't believe, and I haven't seen the contract between the UMJCA and Rabbi BenHaim, but I don't believe that their contract is one that he is a slave to the community. I don't believe that he is a 24-hour servant of the community. I do believe he has the discretion and the ability to do events privately, independently of the UMJCA and the Central Board. I may be wrong. Maybe he does have a slave and master agreement with them. I'm not sure. But I do believe he does other things and he's independent and he's able to decide on his own to do such events. And
but
that's
but why you didn't approach our board members? Why you decided to go by your own? What was the? If you would have called Maurice Aziz at the beginning and tell them, Maurice Aziz, we want to do it a meeting tonight. Okay, why you didn't do that? What was the harm to you to do that?
The Central Board has made it very clear to me that they're not interested in doing anything with me. Not only they are not interested in doing anything with me, they've also expressed their very clear intention. And I'm not putting words into anyone's mouth. This was Oliver Tassami's words along with you on a conference call with you, Mr. Basal, where he said to us.
No, on the conference call, no, you cannot say. He didn't say that. He said it. If you want to do something, let's do it as a community. Let's do it together. Don't do it by yourself. I was there. It's not the time to divide the community. Believe me, I respect you. You are a knowledgeable person. I personally got a lot of information and benefit from you. But now I don't want to get to that route to have a fight between you and our board members. Let's solve this problem.
I agree with you, and it's not a fight. But Albert, you were on the conference call along with Oliver Tassami. What he said to us, the following: as a Central Board member, I cannot allow it to happen because you went to a public official on behalf of the community when you should not have. Okay, he said this in regards to Mayor Brawl. Okay, we decided, I think I decided along with, to rectify our differences, we decided that I will act independently of the Mashadi community and the Central Board, so that they don't feel like I am stepping on their toes, that I'm doing anything that's not authorized. We decided to do that as a compromise, I would say. And so I did exactly that. I approached my rabbi.
You see, with the Mayor Brawl, you are correct, okay? I was on the phone when you spoke to Mayor Brawl. You never introduced yourself as a behalf of the community. I understand that. And Oliver Tassami, I remember in that phone, he said that is the mistakes that they made it, and now they want to make a peace. But from now on, if you want to do something, do it with our board members. Why you didn't do that? This phone call happened 2 days ago. Why you didn't call Maurice Aziz earlier today?
So again, the Rabbi BenHaim is not a slave of the community. He's not he doesn't have an exclusive agreement with the community, right? Rabbi BenHaim serves at YU, at Yeshiva University. He serves on the Beit Din that he has in Queens. So he's independent, and he's rightfully so, I think.
But you are not telling me what is your benefit. What did you gain? Why you didn't do it? Okay, no, I know he's not a slave. Why you didn't do it? Why you didn't do it?
Why did I not reach out to Maurice Aziz to do this with them? Is your question?
Yes,
that's a good question. The reason that I did not reach out to Maurice Aziz or Oliver Tassami or Johnny Hesge or anyone else on the Central Board is because of their clear message to me that they will do anything and everything to undermine my initiatives.
No, that I know. I'm not a witness to that message. I don't want to be that. I don't know that. If you have something to prove that, you have something that they told you that?
Albert, I think we don't have to get into it here, but I think you were on the call when Oliver said this to me, okay? And but yes, I can prove it to you.
Oliver made
I can prove it to you privately. I can prove it to you privately.
Okay.
There is nothing to make peace about, right? We're not at war. We're not at war. I'm not at war with anyone, so there's no peace to be made. I'm simply trying to do good for the community. I'm putting a tremendous amount of my time and ability to the benefit of the community, and I don't appreciate being undermined and sabotaged for no good reason. If somebody can stand up here and explain to us a good reason, a reason that's compelling to everyone that's listening, then I'd be the first one to admit it. What is the reason that Mr. Morris Aziz at 4:45 p.m. tonight found it necessary to call Rabbi BenHaim, because they're very busy? You know, Morris Aziz made it clear to me that they're extremely busy. There are people dying in the community. There's somebody that we're all praying for together in the community. He's not doing well. He made this clear to me that he cannot speak to me when I tried to reach out to him and figure out what happened here. And yet he had the time to call Rabbi BenHaim and several others to undermine this initiative tonight. That was only good. Only good would come out of Rabbi BenHaim being here and talking to you guys instead of me and my ugly beard talking to you guys. Right? He would have the benefit of the knowledge. He would have the benefit of the knowledge to be able to address the community, to be able to answer the questions, and to be able to do the format that we all intended, the reason that you guys are all here for. So there was no reason. My point is that I personally don't think that there is a reason for Morris Aziz or Oliver Tessami or Johnny Hezkia or anyone else on the Central Board to act this way, especially where they have liability doing what they're doing and acting this way. So I would present to you, I would like to hear from others, what is it that I did wrong by setting up this meeting, which everyone was excited about, everyone is excited about, setting this up with Rabbi BenHaim directly, not under the guise or the presentation or representation of the Mashadi community of the Central Board. This program and this meeting tonight was marketed to a very broad audience, not just the Mashadi community, despite the fact that we feel that Rabbi BenHaim is ours. He is not ours. He is not our slave. He is not exclusively engaged or employed by the Central Board, exclusive of any other initiatives or any other commitments or any other opportunities. And so there was nothing wrong with me reaching out to my rabbi and asking my rabbi whether or not he's willing to engage with the community. So what compelled Morris Aziz, and I'm sure Morris Aziz did not act independently, so what compelled the Central Board to do this, to reach out to Rabbi BenHaim and to convince him or threaten him or whatever they did to compel him not to do this event? I'm curious. Does someone have any insights whatsoever that can enlighten us with those insights? Please do. Anyone? Grab the camera and give us your insights. All right. Here's what I'd like to suggest. Well, I'd like to suggest, for those of you who are disappointed in the behavior of our elected leaders, reach out to them and let them know what you think. That's what we're all about, right? That's what we're all about. We're about having a voice. That's why you're here. That's why every single one of us is here, to have a voice, to be able to express our voice, and to not be undermined, not be sabotaged for no reason whatsoever. Reach out to the Central Board. Reach out to the various parties that are a party or privy to this act and behavior, and ask them why, politely. There's no need for war and there's no need for fights. Ask them politely, why is it that they had to do this? Why is it that they had to sabotage and undermine this event that could only have brought good for everyone here? It would have brought good and honor for the Mashadi community, for the UMJCA, for the Central Board. Okay? That's all I ask. Maybe you want to reach out to them. You have the contact info up on the screen. You have the phone numbers of each one of the officers of the Central Board. Johnny Hasgian is the president of the Central Board. Morris Aziz was very active in canceling tonight's event that I was hoping was not canceled. I was hoping very much that through my messaging and through me reaching out to several individuals in the community, that would not happen, that Rabbi BenHaim will still show up. And that's why I was holding out and hoping that he will show up and then we can start a little bit late. And Oliver Tassami, who's been instrumental in expressing his opposition to the way I'm doing things, opposition to letting me succeed with my initiatives. He's made it very, very clear, despite Mr. Basal's claims, that he has no choice but to undermine my initiatives because he's a member of the Central Board. That he must actively undermine any and all of my efforts. So reach out and ask them. I don't have a clear answer. I'm very confused. I'm going to continue on my mission. I'm going to continue on my initiatives to bring the crowds to the virtual town hall, to give us a voice, to express our voice, no matter who you are. You're not immune to us being able to politely and very, very loudly object and debate and speak our minds. So, Simon, I can appreciate that you don't think it's nice to give names. I think I need to be concrete with my claims. And my claim is that at 4:44 today, I got notification that Morris Aziz convinced Rabbi BenHaim not to do the event tonight. Okay? All right, folks. Anyone want to take a camera and give us their opinion, other than Mr. Basal? Anyone other than Mr. Basal want to give us their opinion on what's going on how to address what's going on what's the path forward? Do you believe that they are right? Voice yourselves. Don't be shy. Take the camera, take the mic, and tell us that canceling this event was the right thing to do so that they can assert their strength and force with probably one of the leading rabbis of the world. He's a Torah genius, and we could have benefited from that genius tonight. But instead, it was more important to, I'll paraphrase once more, and I'll say, stick it to me. When I asked the question of, and I'll honor Simon this time, and I won't mention a name, and whomever wants to know who said this, you could reach out to me privately, and I'll say that the reason I asked the question of what was the reason that the message that went out on Thursday after my town hall with Pedram Brawl and Afshin Amrani was undermined, what was the reason that the Central Board's invitation said the Central Board would like to invite everyone to participate in a coordinated effort between the UMJCA, our own mayor, Pedram Brawl, and Afshin Amrani, in the discussion panel tonight on Facebook? What is the reason that they had to do that? And one of the Central Board members advised me, and I think Mr. Basal, you were on that call as well. He advised me that the reason that was done is to stick it to me. To stick it to me. And to show in front of the whole community essentially who's boss. All right. Anyone wants to take the camera? Oh, camera. Shmuel Rubini, come on down. You're waiting for Shmuel. Shmuel, go ahead and accept that, and we'll be able to see you and hear you. You have to hit confirm for Instagram to access your camera and your microphone. or you can decline if it was a mistake. Stick it to me. Shmuel Rabini declined. Shmuel Rabini declined. All right. Anybody else want to give us their opinion? And please, I request no scary costumes and no Shaquille O'Neal screenshots. Let's hear some serious feedback. Seriously, guys and girls and ladies, give me some of your wisdom here. What do you think? Why do you think Mr. Morris Aziz, on behalf of the Central Board, had to undermine tonight's program that would have been extremely compelling, engaging, and beneficial and informative for the whole community? Why do you suppose? Anybody? Maybe we can create a chat about it and ask why this thing happened. I'm just kidding. All right, folks, I guess not. Guys, thank you so much for coming. I apologize again profusely on behalf of myself, on behalf of the initiative that I have started called Virtual Town Hall. Lots more of these town halls will happen, irrespective of who wants to undermine it. It's going to happen beyond the Mashadi community. They're threatened by you. This is BS. Benny Levian, thank you very much for your honesty. It's very rare in the 68 individuals that are here, I think, but I appreciate it, Benny. And thanks for your sincerity and your honesty. I do agree with you, but I just don't understand why they are threatened. Why is Morris Aziz and why are the Central Board threatened by what I am doing? What is it that's threatening? I don't get it. Anyone have an insight of what's threatening them? What would have happened if tonight's event would have gone through? Simon Czar. Simon Czar. Are you serious, Simon? Are you going to come up with some cockamamie costume? No nonsense, Simon. Let's see you, Simon, but no nonsense.
Andy.
We're getting better. At least we see a little bit of your face.
And you gotta
this is a great honor, Simon. It's a great honor.
You gotta chill out. You're getting too serious, Andy.
Oh, I gotta borrow your costume. I gotta borrow your costume.
Didn't you listen to Sarah, whatever the guest you had on last night?
Come on, dude. Sarah Carmelli. She's
Carmelli,
big.
sorry.
Dude, she's heavy hitter big. Take off the glasses. What are you, like on the witness protection plan? Come on, Simon, take it off. Take it off. Guys, whoever wants Simon to take off his glasses, give him a thumbs up right now in the comments. Give him a thumbs up or a heart so he knows you want him to take off those glasses. Let's go. I start. Heart.
Thank all these people and you should bless them for canceling this instead of mentioning their names.
Why is that?
That's what she told us. Don't hold grudges. Don't get upset.
No. Why is it that I have to thank them for the cancellation, for undermining it? Explain.
Because when someone does something bad to you, you got to thank them.
When someone does something bad to you, you have to thank them.
Yes.
So if I come and slash all 4 of your tires tonight, you will thank me publicly tomorrow on our town hall meeting, correct?
Yes. Yes, I will.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yes. Yes.
What make and model is it, so I know what size knife to bring?
I have the pickup truck you wanted to borrow for your.
That's right. But I got the flight simulator here already. It's here. I don't need it anymore.
Andy, Avi Charkey, you know who he is?
Should he go on?
No. He gave me good advice.
What's the advice?
Now is a good time to apologize and make amends with people because you don't have to physically do it in front of them. You could do it virtually like this, or you could just text them, and you don't have to have that awkward
100%.
feeling in front of them.
That's great advice, and I think I apply that advice to everyone here. Thank you, Simon. Thank you very much for your feedback. Anyone else wants to give us some very, very valuable feedback? While we're waiting for you guys to decide, I'll remind you, here are the contacts for the Central Board. The UMJCA Central Board, centralboard@googlegroups.com, will actually reach all 15 members of the board. It's a distribution list. It gets to every one of them. Johnny Hazlia's email address is johnnyhaz@gmail.com, 516-241-9898. Morris Aziz is at Morris with 1 R, MORIS, Aziz@hotmail.com, 516-850-8787. And Oliver Tassami, Vice President of Operations of the UMJCA Central Board, Oliver@cleverspider.com, 516-554-7774. And with that, unless there is further to do, we will call it a night. Guys, they have nice tires. Guys, thank you so much for your support. Thanks for being here. And I look forward to chilling out, hanging out, joking around, and being serious on the next virtual town hall. And apologies, sincere apologies again for what happened tonight. It's a shame. It's a shame for me. It's a shame for you. It's a shame for our community. And it's a real shame for Rabbi BenHaim's honor. None of this had to happen. And it's a shame. Thank you. Thank you, Johnny, that it was not you. And thank you for your support. I'm sure you will see my email and you will act on it appropriately so that we can avoid such incidents in the future. Thank you so much, Johnny. Thank you to everyone that's here. Have a good night. Stay safe. And don't forget, you have a loud voice. Use it. Virtual Town Hall will give you a loud voice no matter who the parties are. You'll speak your mind and you'll be heard. Join us again next time we're around. Thank you very much.